Hello everyone, Hero of the Sky here, presenting my build, the Red Knight. Hello everyone, Hero of the Sky here, presenting the Red Knight. I know I had mentioned this sort of in passing during the Dayman video. I was going to be doing knights of various colors, kind of focusing on a color as a way to sort of build the character versus any sort of other maybe traditional way that one might build a Dark Souls character. But this is the Red Knight, so I tried to use anything red, whether that was weapons, armors, rings, spells, effects, auras, as in the case of the Ring of Restoration, things like that. And had quite a bit of fun doing it. I have almost all of the knights done. I have 7 done so far. Not the videos quite yet, but just the characters. I don't use save editors, so it takes me a while. But so the breaking down the knight, I normally don't break down my characters, but I'm going to this time just in case you guys, you're curious. So this is the Red Knight. She's the center, obviously. It's a 150 build. The stats are kind of spread out all over because I'm not focusing on dex or strength or pyro or anything like that. I'm focusing on red things, so I kind of have to spread the stats out. So 150 build. As you can see, the stats are kind of air quotes quality build because I use both the Flamberge and the Red Iron Twin Blade. The Bleed Flamberge plus 10. I might as well use the Bleed. That's what the Flamberge does. Of course, both of these weapons received a boost in the last update, which made them better. Now, admittedly, I think the Red Iron Twin Blade got much more of a boost than the Flamberge did. The Flamberge is still awful. But, so I have the Bleed Flamberge, Red Iron Twin Blade Fire, Notched Whip, Red Rush Shield, Pyromancy Flame, Mingarl's Helmet, Alva Armor, Drang Link, Gloves, Mannequin Boots. Now, for the rings, I wanted to use the Third Dragon Ring, the Red Tearstone Ring, the Bloodbite Ring plus 1, and the Ring of Restoration. Now, I chose those, and also have Black Fire Bombs, just as a sort of, consumable I can throw at the enemy randomly. So the Ring of Restoration provides the Great Red Aura. Not very good for PvP. The amount of HP it restores per second is atrocious. I don't know the exact number. It's not very hard to find, though, if you're interested. It's not good. It's not a good thing. And the Red Tearstone Ring, of course, makes you start glowing red once your health is low enough. So, get into a little PvP. Just really quick warning, in case you didn't realize, these are not, like, optimal PvP builds. I made these builds with the idea of whenever I would make a person, I'd almost invariably always end up making the same sort of character. Just because that's, that was my preference in the way I played. And I had a hard time forcing myself to play a different way, to have a different play style, just because I don't know, I would get bored with the character. I would lose a couple in a row maybe on the Iron Keep Ridge or in the Brotherhood of Blood Arena, and then I'd just be done. I'd just go back to my kind of standard character. So these sort of Rainbow Knights way to fell on the hole. Gravity works, as it turns out. The sort of different colored knights were a way to kind of force myself to use different weapons and strategies and things that I probably hadn't used before. And the red was the first that I'd done. I almost always expect a Fire Tempest coming. I just blocked a Great Fireball. Oh my god. Now the audio is different, I found out. So you can kind of use that to cue how to roll. But I took the Great Fireball to the face. So like, yeah, there you go. Now this guy's going to get Black Firebomb up his butt. But the Red Knight was completed first only because the Blue Knight, who I actually worked on first, I had him finished, and I realized this is the Faith guy. And I'm like, that's not right. He doesn't use a blue flame. Like, how does the Blue Knight not use a blue flame? Now, don't get me wrong. He uses the Blue Knight Halberd, because how does the Blue Knight not use the Blue Knight Halberd? But he does. So I had to scrap him and redo him. So that's how the Red Knight sort of worked her way into the debut spot, using the, oh my god, that Flamberge Whew, that thing's damage output is just atrocious. Now, the Red Iron Twin Blade, I'm sure you guys have seen on the Iron Keep Bridge or wherever you like to duel. It's you know, has definitely kind of experienced its you know, kind of debut and popularity. It's definitely a lot better than it was when the game first came out. That patch did that weapon wonders. I'd say it's probably the most damaging of the Twin Blades. If you play to its, you know, A scaling and strength, it can hit very hard. I've outright just killed people with it. Now, for the pyros, I stuck with the Great Combust, the Fire Whip, and Warmth if I found myself in like a Fight Club type situation. But I didn't use Flame Weapon. Flame Weapon, like the Red Iron Twin Blade or what have you. I don't know. I just felt like it would have just been too much. It's just, I didn't... Because there were some fights where I would kill them outright with one, you know, sort of combo of the R1 with the Red Iron Twin Blade. So I felt like just putting Flame Weapon on it would just take it to a unnecessary place. So I didn't do it. I kind of stuck with those. And I know what you're thinking, right? The third Dragon Ring's not red. You're right, it's not. This character had no stamina regeneration at all. Now, admittedly, I could kind of pop Green Blossoms before each duel, and that wouldn't necessarily change the red aura. So that's something. I just didn't. I don't. So no stamina regeneration, you know, no Royal Soldier's Ring, no Ring of Blades. So I felt like how am I supposed to do it without even the third Dragon Ring? Like, there's no way. Like, this, you know, this night, oh yeah, I'm offhanding the Red Rust Scimitar. It's red, you know, I thought it made sense. Instead of using the shield to parry. See, I thought that was a good parry. If that would have been a Monastery Scimitar, that would have been a, well, pre-patch Monastery Scimitar. But you know, I guess if it was a pre-patch Monastery Scimitar, I could have also, like, rolled and done a backflip while getting a pop, and it was still parried him. But that's alright. So I went with the third Dragon Ring, and over the course of using the Knight, the Red Knight, I, you know, came to some realizations of how I can make her even more red. And I make those changes as I go along, and let me tell you, it does not help her out. Oh my goodness. That's coming up though. You'll see that momentarily. Somebody cosplaying as the Mad Warrior who has sorceries. Mad Warrior just cast Crystal Homing Soul Mass and has a Pyro Flame. I don't remember that. Forbidden Sun. That'd have been the worst Mad Warrior fight ever if you'd have had Forbidden Sun. And Soul Spears, okay. So the whole group of the knights, the differently colored knights that I have, there are 8 total. They are the Red Knight, the Blue Knight, the Green Knight, the Yellow Knight, the Purple Knight, the Brown Knight, and the White and Black Knights, who are not carbon copies of the Nightman and Dayman. Believe me, I was tempted. The Crypt Black Sword even has black in the name. It would have been awesome, but I already made that guy. So I had to change it up. I mean, there's plenty of weapons with black. You know, Black Scorpion, Stinger, all the different Black Knight weapons. Wink, wink. The Black Steel, of course, Katana, things like that. But it wasn't difficult to not make the Nightman and Dayman. I was always tempted because they were a lot of fun to play as those guys. Oh, see, now this fight in particular was just terrific. Now he's power stancing what looks like a Uchigatana in the right hand and a washing pole in the left hand. So he would have to switch out of power stance and two-handed katana in order to parry me. See, I'm going to try to use this to my advantage, right? He can't parry. He can do a ton of damage if he hits me and probably stun lock me for at least a couple consecutive hits, but oh, and he pulls out a Monastery Scimitar. See, I mean, this is after the patch though, so other than for like the cosplay factor, you know, that weapon definitely isn't what it used to be. And I remember the time during the Monastery Scimitar shenanigans. That was just silly. It's a silly time of PvP in this game. Just very short history. So if he has a Monastery Scimitar, he's obviously going to try to parry me, right? So I'm just going to whip him. I mean, what do you do when they're just going to parry spam you in the face? Either you're going to hit him with your weapon, sort of the replacement of the kick, or you're just going to give him the old whip to the face. Now, I loved using the whip. I actually enjoyed using the whip more than the other two weapons. I really did. Whip was a lot of fun. So I'm just going to whip him when he has his Monastery Scimitar out. If he pulls back out the the washing pole and power stances, then I'll just pull out the red iron twin blade, right? I think that makes sense. And that's just, you know, that's just how I fight on the Iron Keep Bridge. Just try to, you know, fight sort of reactively based on what the enemy's doing. Even with these knights who are not my best PvP builds. I mean, yeah, I could make the Resonant Weapon Chaos Blade. Like, that's cool, but no, I don't think I would do that. That's super boring. There was a moment, I think it was actually the Nightman build, because he started as a sorcerer, where I made a washing pole, like, crystal magic weapon build. Oh, dear God. Talk about the... Why is he running? Really? See, he's gonna run off to heal, so I'll heal. Got the Estus. Oh, wait, I don't have to. Ring of Restoration, bitch. Victory. Yes. I win! Success. Wait, what's this? You like the Firestone in the beginning? Anyway, so I devised a way to make the Red Knight even more red, right? Of course, that means taking out the third dragon ring, for the love of God, yay, adding the red eye ring, and then, of course, immolating myself before every fight. Now, I don't think many Pokemon actually get worse when they evolve. Some do. Hey, some do. Some do. Like, for example... in the last Black and White, I remember Chansey became quite the powerhouse with, I can't remember the item she could hold, but Blissey must become a liability. But anyway, this particular, the ultimate Red Knight, the ultimate Red Knight, the ultimate Red Knight is terrible. Oh dear God, I did 2 fights, and let me tell you what, I did a fight with the Red Iron Twin Blade, I did a fight with the Flamberge. Try to replicate this build and have success with the Flamberge. Oh my goodness. The red rush shield is terrible too. On top of all of it, its resistance is atrocious. Oh, good luck.